when I'm at work, I wear this lanyard. It's an LSU lanyard. You know, I gotta rep the squad, LSU all day long. Throughout the day, you know, get some people that comment about it or whatever, so on and so forth. So I'm ringing up this customer one day, and I'm sitting there and I'm ringing her up. She comes up to the register. I'm like, "Hi, how you doing?" She doesn't say anything. And, you know, so I continue the transaction, and I'm scanning things, and I'm trying to start up a conversation, and she won't say anything to me. She just kind of gives me this look, like, after a while, it starts to get a little rude, and it starts to get a little irritating. So in my head, I'm just like, you know what, screw it. Let me just get through the transaction. Go ahead and get her out of here. I got somebody behind. I didn't want to keep the line hold up. So I was just like, whatever. Rang her out, whatever, gave the receipt. And I was just still going to be nice. I was like, you have a nice day. But she leaned in real close and she looks at me and she goes, "Roll Tide." I was like, bitch. Today they got a new pope, Pope Francis. He is the first pope from the Americas, which is pretty big. It's pretty cool, pretty big. And there's a lot of good things coming from this guy. You know, a lot of people got just pretty much all nice things to say about him. He's very humble. Apparently, the last election for him to become the pope, he actually came in second. So it's pretty big for him to be the pope right now. And so it's really good for the Catholic Church right now because they need all the good press they can get at this point. Let's be honest. I got a chance to watch him come out, you know, as they announced it. And the first thing that jumped out at me is, like, he came out like he was tough. Like, you know, he wasn't, like, when he first walked out, he just walked out. You know, most of the times they'll come out and they'll wave and smile or something, which he eventually did. But when he first walked out, I mean, he was straight OG. Like, "I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover. I'm the new Pope. Hallelujah." Side note, been streaming that new JT, the 2020 experience on iTunes right now. That is sick. A Middle East-based company has created a tablet strictly for women. It's called the ePad Film, and it actually is preloaded with a lot of apps and things like that that women would like, and it has a pink background behind it. Some of the apps that they have on there, there's going to be a pregnancy app on there, there's going to be 2 yoga apps on there, two grocery list apps, cooking apps. Then there's one that's called the Women's Assistant app, which is represented as a scale with a measuring tape around it. Again, I can't make this stuff up. It's going to start off at about $190. Listen, some are going to like it, but you have to think of the bright side of it. I mean, you really have no need for any kind of support for it because, you know, women are always right. You ask them. I think it would be probably better if they come up with something like, you know, instead of Siri, they have like Berry. And it'll be like, you know, "Nah, baby, you look good in them jeans. Fat? I hope you mean PHAT." The last thing we want to talk about, there's a 12-year-old in 6th grade in Michigan, in the town of Taylor, which is right outside of Detroit. She went to school with $20,000 in cash in her backpack. She was handing it out to her friends at school. Word got around that she had all this money. And so, of course, the principal and the school district and all that got involved. They end up taking the money and taking the money back from the people she gave it to. She said that she got it from her friend that lived across the street from her. All I want to know is where these girls were when I was in school. Because all I could get in the 6th grade was a neck roll and a hair flip. If I got that lucky. And the moral of this story, kids, is be nice to everybody. Because you never know that somebody could hand $20,000 to that one kid that licks the window in the backseat of the bus. As always, folks, if you got a story that we haven't talked about or something you want to hear, make sure you leave a comment below. And remember, like I said, any dialogue is good dialogue unless it's bad dialogue. We'll see you next time.